maybe a Shroud that's looking a little bit more prosperous than the last time we got to see, obviously, against that big, stiff competition in Sentinels. But now we are moving into map 1. Yet another domination to kick us off. Shroud going to wait for that ban coming through, but it's the Hella ban immediately by Ereus.
Yeah, that's going to target Vision. Tip the cap to him because you know how good that is. Now, again, though, it is on Domination Hell's Heaven, so look for the Namor play. But wow, we got Shroud X banning Invisible Woman. Love to see it. I believe from the team, and Human is the one that plays Invisible Woman, so love that they're done a little bit of their homework. We've seen that. The save is going to be Luna, so you can expect the Namor. Potentially we get the ban, though, from Ereus.
I love it because and Human coming in here with this name makes us casters sound like we're like aliens coming to town talking about humans, which is incredible to have. The Wolverine Protect here as well by Ereus. And we do have that Luna Protect from the other side of things with Shroud. Final ban is that Namor. So even with that Luna, that combo not going to be available.
Yeah, and I haven't seen a lot of Shroud X play Wolverine, so this is going to be interesting because I'm sure they're comfortable. Obviously, you know, Ereus there, but I have not seen Shroud X. Vision, I think, has dabbled with it. Actually, Doomed has played it in the MRI, but wow, Groot goes down to it. You know what? Who needs Groot, though? Because Wolverine's already there, and he's going to make it hell for him. So you might as well just get rid of him and save him, save him the...
I'm not sad. I'm not going to cry off in the corner right now that we don't get another match of Groot. It's fine. But it is a situation where you have to think about now what that unlocks, what that enables coming through here. And more importantly, the fact that there is the possibility of this triple res comp coming through.
Yeah, it just kind of snuck through there, right? Like, I think they were okay with that. We're not going to potentially have, not going to have any Adam. Well, no, we are going to have Vision is such a good, just pure Amos. And so Hella being the quick snipes is what he usually does. But when you can play Adam, you can do the best of both, right? And so we're going to see him give armor to his team here and then swap to that Adam pick.
Yeah, I mean, literally, we were talking about it in the last series we got to see Shroud, is that Vision, permanent memory is of him last weekend on the Adam Warlock getting like a penta out of one of those fights and just having such pressure on a supportive champ like this. So really love to see that kind of adaptation and comfort come back into the fold for Shroud, who definitely need a confidence booster down here.
If you haven't seen it before, triple res and domination is something to see, and we're about to see it, guys. Hang on to your hats. Here we go. Micah about to switch to Adam. Vision's already there, and the teams are going to portal in, or at least dogman. So you're about to see some instant action.
It's going to be a lot of fun. The fact that we do have this variation on the comps and immediately kicking off that aggressive portal coming into things here as they immediately get some KOs going back. Dogman is out of the fight already as your major frontliner, and another KO coming through. Munched is munching right now, and he's found the backline too.
That was incredible. If you notice, Ereus, they don't have a Mantis. They ended up just going with the Loki and having that invincibility, and all the assets that he brings gave all of the momentum on that opening fight. And that's what you want in Domination, to win this fight. And now immediately Shroud X is going to have a tough time to get this map.
I love they were trying to keep Nuck alive there, and he's just like, nope, I'm going to go join my team. I'll be back. Ends up getting off the map there, gets that reset up, and a massive first push from Ereus.
Yeah, it's almost funny, though. Shroud X has almost the ultimate momentum here. It's actually kind of close here. Now, the big difference, not having that Mantis, it could come into, benefit here for Shroud X to have that extra life.
Friendship is key. That's what I've heard, and we'll see these right clicks making a little bit of a difference. Munch trying to get that separation of space to put to sleep there, but now we're starting to get closer and closer to these ultimates, and it's going to be Shroud X in this choke point, maybe trying to fight their way out as we go through it here. We're getting everything popped. Doom going it down to Galactic Legend. Unfortunately, on the other side of things, Loons did already burn his, and now the reset res, it's going to be capitalized on by Shroud.
Yeah, Doom had just enough left in the tank from that legendary to get the pick and then go back for yet another pick. Beautiful mastercraft there at work as the tanks, the Vanguards, are going to be cleaning up the rest here and make quick work of Ereus here on the team. That was a great job. Soulbound was a little early from Ereus. I'd like to see them hang on to that if they can for the next fight. A good cleanup here from both the duelists.
They just lost Vision, but it's fine. A lot of ultimates still available for Shroud. That's the most important thing, is to check ultimate economy. And Human does have his. Ice has his on the side of Ereus. But it's still important to think of how much supportive structure Shroud have on a point that they are now pushing to try to match Ereus.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to look at this Magneto land, you know, if they can, on that Loki. Now, a lot of people are far from their ultimate on Ereus' side, but they do have the ult that they need to really get the sustain and the counter. And that's what you look for here. Nuck is going to get that ultimate online as soon as he feels uncomfortable. They're looking to get that pressure, and it's on right now, and the fight starts. And Micah gets the pick to open things up against Doom.
Hey, you like those aggressive Luna kicks here as he's able to get the knockouts, but here comes the dancing, here comes the clobbering time. That's a trench-coated thing, just running as he's hitting those 1-2 punches, gets a KO there at the end, and now finds access onto the back line, as now they actually have that reset on the fight. We're getting close to Doomed, popping his Galactic Legend as well, and here it goes. Can Doomed make the difference for Shroud? The push is starting to be there. Wolfie is needing to try to find these snipes, but it looks like Shroud have been pushed off the point.
Again's ready to go. Vision's got them, everybody up, locked, and loaded. Beautiful Wolfie getting a great hit there on Doomed is legendary to shut that down quick and early. Soulbound is out. Key ability used early in the fight here, and they've got plenty left in the tank. Clobbering time, landing down from Munch. Can they get the pickup from the combo? The tee up, and there is no finish, so great resistance from Shroud X, able to stay into things. These fights are long on the triple res. We're in for a good one.
But Impunity is trying to cut them down to size here. Massive re-engage now after we got that reset. The fighting is not nearly done, but look at Shroud. They've been stacking up this point contest this entire time. They're going to push it to overtime as well, and one big fight could just make the difference. As Shroud are pushing them here, as they're going to try to go through as well. Galactic Legends abound, but who will truly be legendary as they are onto the point? We have the dancing fold from both sides. No, trying to get some healing in on the back, but Doom trying to get some spin to win combos in the middle of all of it. I don't know if they can push it though. We still have so much to give, and Vision is about to have his res. He has it now. Wolfie and Vision, they're the main ones to look at. Born again goes Shroud.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I know Dogman's going to want that meteor back in the wall that could have sealed it right away, but Lauren's now killing, getting rid of Dogman in return. Vision keeping everybody up. It feels like that Born Again has been alive forever now as the ultimate to rain down the fireworks. The Michael Bay special ice showing ice in the vein, though, getting rid of Vision. But yes, the passive popping him back up, taking trading with Wolfie, and beautifully done. Shroud X is able to get the eliminations they need, and they do it. They lose the point at the beginning and end up getting the cap.
A full cap from Zero. Really, really good spacing development there by Shroud, realizing what these counter takes mean in this composition with both the Born Agains and how those ebbs and flows go. Really good spatial awareness from them, and an entire positioning fight now won by them in this first round.
100%. The things to look out for when you see these two res comps go against each other is the Adam Warlock's patience on Born Again and their patience on using their passive. Whose is on cooldown, whose isn't, and Impunity immediately eliminated Wolfie, which gave so much momentum in that fight. It's the Adam staying alive that often comes down to it, and or the passive usage from the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's a lethal combo. I mean, there's a reason why they're one of the big teams in the Marvel Rivals universe, but it is also that team up that's super important to Impact. And now going into these next fights, I think it's important to realize the Shroud, yes, are 1-0 on this domination map, but there's still a lot of abilities, a lot of tools left for Ereus.
Absolutely here, and if we're looking at it, I mean, they've got the momentum to go into this fight here. Wolfie is going to have the Born Again, and Vision just used it, so fresh off that. But they've got the clobbering time right into the pressure of Legendary. Ice is far away from his Meteor Imp, so you would think Shroud X does have quite the big advantage here to open things up.
Try to get this little push in as well over top. I like this second level push because it makes things so tricky. Eru's going to try to spout that one out, and there goes the clobber time. We're about to get ultimates ready to go as well. Not going to look to pop his here soon, potentially Doom holding that Galactic Legend. The counter to Lurenz as well. They're getting space onto this point, and here we go. We got the legendary status coming up for Doomed. Lurenz is trying to hold his down, gets sniped down, didn't even get a chance to use his ultimate, and we know who the true Galactic Legend is, and right now it's Doomed, as now he comes back with that, at least res coming through, trying to get his own Galactic Legendary status set up, but that's what these fights bring. Born Again is available for Vision and Wolfie. We'll see this fight yet again.
Yeah, having Vision on Adam is just another duelist, right, that can heal. And just tremendous play there, as Ice does end up getting the clutch elimination, but both heroes that went down are the ones with the res. Got the Born Again happening. Ice trying to get the finisher, though, on him, and pops Down on Fidel. That's a massive pick to slow things down and make a statement to open up things here to get this point. How important it is to get all the ultimates coming down right away. And yet again, won't be going with the board again. It's trade up. It's what you came for. The double res on domination. Domination is pure madness.
This is absolute insanity, and the retake is definitely there. Nuke about to have his back as well. We'll see that push on the side of Shroud, trying to get into the thick of things here. Lurid going into the back line, but not going to find much purchase as well because of those strategist ultis coming down. The defensive nature of these compositions, but we're starting to run out of tools, and Dude finds a big pick there as well on a Whoopie. I don't think he's going to be able to come back from this one, but there ends up going Lurid with his own Galactic Legend, and Doom again and again. These two going at it.
Wow, Zoo, fantastic counterplay there with the legendary popping in is going to secure the elimination, and that is as perfect a play. There's been no cap, and this battle's been going on. This feels like the overtime to win the grand final. It's just over and over, and finally Shroud X gets the job done. But here's the thing about that take. This is a little bit untraditional because at this point, the ultimate charge is all over the place, so this can go back to Ereus to win it, but man, that was a great performance from Shroud X.
It was a really good performance. Also, the mental capacity you have to stay in these fights and realize what's going on at all times is so crazy with how many people can come back from it. Munch is now looking for a potential clobber in time angle here in the middle of everything. Lurin gonna get one big KO, gonna look for another one as well, try to go into this fight too. They are just leaping and hop, skipping, jumping all over Shroud as they find the spin to win, but it's not enough damage now. They gotta get back to the point.
Clutch born again from Vision there, just able to get everybody up again, got the soulbound and follow up with it. So they're getting the eliminations, but we've seen this song and dance before. With triple res, you just have to get so many consistent eliminations. Keep eye on the Atom, because the Atom's the controller of the game. He is the golden god after all, and he's able to keep everybody alive, keep them in the fight. Dogman has that meteor ready to use as a response. Nuck up with that ultimate. They're both fully loaded. It's the fireworks. They're coming. Double res domination. It does get better than this.
It does not, and this is the tried and true strategy we've seen a lot of our teams fall back to comfort in, but now with this spatial reset over 60%, it's going to need to come down to Ereus finding something here. The Meteor M is going to be utilized there as well. You got Fidel coming through as well with his vision, trying to look for some picks himself. He's trying to find the other Adam Warlock. I don't think he can though, but it's already a big push on the Ereus. We're losing some members here who don't have resets.
Vision, the Adam Warlock, leading the front line. Like, there's just no fear in the way that he's playing. He's playing like a Hella, right? Now they're looking at him. He's pushed in there, getting rid of Whoopi. He's getting the Adam pick himself, the Adam from their team. It's the cheat codes of having such a good duelist on the threat that is Adam Warlock. My goodness.
I don't think they can make it. I don't think they make it to the point we're already getting Shroud's cap here, and this would be a 2-0 at least first series win. If they do it, Shroud stave off Ereus and will take a massive domination win.
Yeah, that's the Shroud X we know and love, right? Like, again, they struggled a little bit against Sentinels, but Vision, truly, I mean, man, he was cracking me up. Like, he's the Adam. He's supposed to be the one staying alive from his team, and he's like, hold on. Hold my staff as I go in there and start getting picks by myself. Fantastic job all the way around, but the key difference there was obvious. It was Vision and the way that he played.
Yeah, I think this guy is truly an incredible marksman on the likes of Adam Warlock, but also providing so much utility. I mean, he had 17,000 healing done and 15,000 damage done. This guy is a massive carry, and it's a return to form, a return to strategy that we loved from Shroud last weekend.
Yeah, not to notice, dude, 19 eliminations versus 10, 7 final hits versus 1. I think that's going to probably make the difference in the story. And we saw early on that they didn't play Mantis on the side of Ereus, and they ended up having to change it up a little bit because they noticed how well it was going. Just having that extra life is that much better. And you brought up a great point, Mazel. There's so much to keep track of in these team fights, and so you have to know 4 minutes in, that one was 6 minutes in, exactly who just used their cooldown and ultimates, not only just ultimates, but the soul bounds and the mag bubbles. There's so much to keep track of.
And I loved the duality between Doomed and Lurid's. Try to get who's going to use their card first, right? Who's going to use that Galactic Legend card? Then it falls short. The other one uses it, tries to get that combo. But I have to give a massive shout out to the at least attempted performance we're getting from Ereus, because it is a team in Shroud that is not only well-known, has a well-known org, has a well-known creator behind them, but it's also a team that has shown dominance here of recency.
Absolutely, and I think that's what it came down to. Not only was it great Adam Warlock play, but when you would see the Galactic Legend come, Doomed always had his. Every time I saw it on the other side, Vision, double tap, and then the elimination. It felt like the hell with the Thorns out there. Let's go relive it. Let's check out the domination and look at the highlights.
Welcome back, one and all, to the Marvel Rivals Championship Season 1. Again, I'm Mazel, joined by Cozy, and what a series start to this one. Shroud looking a lot more like the Shroud we knew and loved, and the Shroud that had just gotten knocked down into the lower bracket, maybe finding a bit of resurgence there on the side of Ereus. You gotta think, what is that next step? What is that next strategy?
Yeah, and that's the advantage of being in the upper bracket, right? You're able to reset and reload. You just had a tough matchup. We saw Shroud X really come to form here and lock in. Honestly, it's got to be the triple res is off the table. It's off the menu. There's no way they're going to let the main course of what is Vision on Adam go again in that. That was wild.
Yeah, there's no way. If they do, props to them. Maybe they just feel really confident, but the guy is cooking right now, and I think they took that lower bracket knockdown a little personally for Shroud. And this is a team that we had seen such stalwart performances from them across the table, across the board for a lot of their members of the team. Now trying to refocus into what is this lower bracket run to try to make it to that finals in a massive statement for the organization, not only, but I'm sure for Shroud himself being really happy in that regard. Now it is the second map, the second round. Can Ereus bring us any more games than the sweep we got to see last time around? We are seeing the Hella ban already by Ereus, waiting on the ban from Shroud.
Yeah, it's funny. We saw the Wolverine available last time, but it's like sometimes when there's comps available, it forces your hand, right? That's why we saw that triple res, even with that available. They still don't want to deal with Visions. Hella, they're like, I guess at this point, we'd take the Adam Warlock compared to what they know he can do on the Goddess of Death. Luna for the protect there. This is probably going to force that Namor ban yet again, and then that would open up triple res. Nope, they're going with the Adam, so now they do have Namor, and that's probably what they wanted to see.
I love this, though. I mean, we said they needed to get rid of it. We said they should not let this go through yet again, especially against a team like Shroud. It is going to be that eliminating of the Adam Warlock and taking away a powerful tool from Vision. The Wolverine ban to finish it off had to slink in somewhere there, Cozy.
Yeah, and we get to play this map. I always think is fascinating because it can go so quick by this first point hold here, and so I'm always excited to see what might get cooked up. You're getting your wish. The talking tree himself is back. And at this point, typically we see a lot of Strange here on these maps because of just again, what we've talked about. Haven't seen these teams play that much. Now, what's interesting is, yeah, there it is. Vision going back home to Namor, and Doom plays Bucky great. So this is going to be a good one.
You thought Vision looked good on Adam Warlock? Imagine him on somebody with a trident that actually does real damage. No, it's going to be really nice to see. I think he was doing real damage in the last one too. Yeah. But it is going to be a little bit of a different setup here. But also, it's away from the domination setup. So we have to look at what the long-term win conditions look like for both these teams. And this first point is usually heavily contested. We'll see what kind of distance or composition Ereus want to go with.
Yeah, very different right now from what we just saw in our last couple of matches on this point. And listen, we have not seen a lot of Ereus, but what I can tell you is they've gotten here for a reason, right? They've gotten to this moment. They know what to do here. They know they have been here probably before, plenty of times as well. And obviously, we're not going to see the Widow. We're going to get that group. And I suspect they're going to take that oh-so-popular right side from our advantage here points because it's just so much protection there early.
Yeah, it is. And I love that Shroud are using this secondary point here to be this kind of jumping off point. It's what all the teams are doing now but still efficient at protecting this side of the map. Now we're getting into things now. It does look like a bit of a commitment to the left side for Ereus coming through here.
Yeah, nice poke damage. They're looking just to get some nice trades early, get that ultimate built up without losing anybody, maybe extend a tad bit. And we've got yet a interesting that Lawrence is really far in there as the Namor, typically looking for that flank. He is going to go up top a little bit to get that pressure early. And right now, both teams playing very passive. And look at this angle for Vision is exactly what he wants.
It is so deadly here. It gets one of the KOs too. He's now looking for a little bit of pressure over on Lawrence, and now as well, this angle he has can refocus over to the side of the point that Ereus are approaching from. They're starting to go up in this top point. Vision wants the 1v1. They know they're up here. It's the battle of the Monstros here too. But we're starting to get the ultimates coming online already. That CU devices popped, and Human is gonna go dancing onto the point too, trying to save a little bit of time. It's gonna be the rebuttal. It's a dance-off, Cozy.
Yeah, and I'm here for his Dance Dance Revolution, right? As Nuck has a really nice paced out fit both worlds, and he's going to keep his team alive for a while. We do see the whale comes down there from Lawrence with the damage boost, unable to connect and get the elimination. They won!
Oh!
With a quad whale!
That's 1,000 pounds of pure muscle right there. You'll love to see it, and that is a massive defensive push from Vision. And what a dunk there on top of all the others, man. I wish we could see a slow-mo replay of that one, but that'll be a quadra elimination to die for.
As we were talking about one whale, it's like, you know what? He brings a full ocean with him on his. Like, fantastic play, Vision, man. I'm telling you, this guy is the difference maker here.
He is indeed. It's been fun to watch his growth throughout this tournament as well. Now, another push from Ereus. They are getting a little bit lower on time, sub 2 minutes now on this push, and they haven't gotten a single phase on the first point. Now they need to try to upend this setup, this entrenchment that Shroud has in this upper left corner. They're going to try to use Lawrence around the other side, but he drops down to the bottom. Now that between two worlds, at least going to come through here as well from Human. Again, trying to buy space, buy time. Shroud getting pushed off the point, but the Meteor of M going to come down, doesn't get anybody, and Wolfie's back into the fight.
Someone's got to deal with Vision. He's up there just having free reign of dominance there with his turrets. They are getting some nice cap points there. They got one. That's important. But look at Vision. He has been here for the entire fight, and it seems like no one can deal with them. Now, finally, some pressure from Lawrence. Nice to see. He's got the whale unlocked. He gets the Triton in the head, and here comes probably another big whale, potentially. Wow. Vision is just going off.
What did Thanos say? When you come for the king, you better not miss. And unfortunately, there are a couple misses there. And now Vision will just absolutely trounce the entirety of Ereus. All of Shroud pushing around the corner and fully eliminating Ereus.
It's a tough map to get. They did get 1 point. You know, you can have small victories before the main victory. They're going to have one last push here. And if you look at what's on the table, not a lot. You have a whale. You have, and who will get that Fate of Worlds. But yeah, oh well. Vision, though, has his locked and loaded. Not a lot of defensive ultimates, so none actually for Shroud X on this fight.
This is going to be the final push. They took enough time that now this is it. If they can swap to a portal, they can do something along those lines, maybe extending the time, but this will be the final push. Kraken impact is there, but Vision waiting with his Horn of Proteus on the angles here, and in these choke points, it's so difficult. You can see some of the hesitance from Ereus, but they got to get on the point. There's 3 seconds left. They push up now as well. Vision with this angle. He's just waiting for that horn. He goes in, gets 1 KO. Is it going to be enough to Ai? Agamotto has come in. Wolfie is going down. It's Ereus losing people, losing numbers, and it's Vision all along finding the snipe. He's gonna try to get the last one, and that's another one. Impunity now gonna chase down with a double of his own. We are Groot, says Shroud, and that's an overtime, and that's a 0 points sum for Ereus.
Yeah, it's a 2020 nonstop Vision there with the turrets, with the Tritons. Fantastic job. They've got a tick, so maybe that'll be enough. Sometimes it can come down to the small thing. It's a game of inches, but honestly, you're going to have a lot of force to stop what is right now a full steam ahead train that is Shroud X.
Hey, they, like a lot of our teams, have gotten angry to be knocked down to this lower bracket, and they do not want to be here until they make it to the championship at least. And it was just dominant across the board from Shroud, not only from the angles that Vision had, but a lot of the safety they were playing through Dongmen, through Impunity as well, the space provided. It's been really, really nice to see them back in true form.
Yeah, absolutely. Shroud's got to be proud of his team here on just what they've put together. You know, again, the advantage of that winners bracket, as we said before, is just to recalculate and see what went wrong. They played a great, match against Sentinels. And Sentinels is not just any team. Like, they are one of the most respected teams in the entire NA scene. And if I say so myself, the NA scene is full of elite talent. We're seeing that rise up from a team like the Magnets, and now Shroud X looking to advance here to try to fight for it all. This would be such a massive win for Shroud X, a newly formed org. They'd be able to fight now well into the MRC, but they have to go through Ereus first. Right now, they're living up to the job, but they've got to get 2 ticks on this point.
They've got to do something. And again, you also have to remember that Les Amandes are the ones waiting in that next round for whoever wins here. That is not an easy task to take down. They have taken this tournament by storm, and Shroud trying to reestablish themselves as a dominant force in the MRC. This angle here as well going to provide Ereus a really nice defensive posture, but they have that bit of a flank angle.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen Lawrence take this angle now a few times, and he kind of forcing everybody to get into this one location. Last time we did have vision on that other flank side, but this time not so much. This is exactly where Lawrence wants to be. It's just really the great high ground that they have. Right now, it's looking like the sides are swaps, but on offense is Shroud X, even though they're taking over that health pack role, which is a great spot to be in, but they've got to get a pick here if they want to make the difference with vision.
Nuck is about to have his SIA device coming out, so a lot of damage. Profile is doomed! We heard everybody talking about vision. Well, he's going to find a big pick here himself. The shield is not nearly enough, and you have to remember, Shroud, all they need is 1.5 points, and it's going to come quick. I think they might just finish it here. No defense left, and that's an easy 2-0 lead in this best of 5.
Yeah, listen, we've had 2 matches that were neck and neck, and these last 2 between now Magnets on FlyQuest. Honestly, Shroud X on the 2-0 right now, they're playing great. You have got to reevaluate a little bit of what to do. I mean, they banned that triple res. They stopped what they were doing well, but they did not account for the freaking whale getting a team wipe.
A quadra with the whale. That's the kind of stuff that you dream for here. And again, a dominant 2-0 start to this best of. There's still a lot of game left to give, and you know, we maybe don't know Ereus just as much as the Shroud team, but this team has been on a run in their own right, and obviously having just taken down big org name in Nightmare on the other side of this one. So it's a lot of pressure to be put in your final life here in the Marvel Rivals Championship. All of those accolades, you can see them kind of slipping away.
Yeah, I mean, the stats here, typically there's more to the story. I mean, Ereus, they've got 1 elimination, 1, 2, 3, 3, and 1. On the other side, it's 14, 18, 19. I mean, you're
That's
not
like
going to win many
matches.
matches.
Scoreline.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to win many matches if you're not getting any eliminations. That was a tough one, but I believe in them. They can come back, believe, point to the sign. You've got it, and we've got it. Let's go check out the highlights.
Welcome back to the Marvel Rivals Championship Season 1. I'm Mazel. I'm joined by Cozy yet again, and man, it is looking like a little bit of a Shroud diff in this series. Shroud are up 2-0 over Ereus, and now is a question of what comes next for this underdog team.
Yeah, it feels like so far in the pick ban phase where a lot of the match is determined, right? Because you have things that really favor one team versus the other. It seems like Shroud X has been in the driver's seat a bit there and just comfortable with the picks and the ways that this is working out, right? And forcing hands. It's like, all right, we're going to save Luna, and are you going to ban Namor? No, you've got to go against the triple res, which they're also comfortable playing. And so they've got a lot up their belt and a lot of tools in their pocket here. Listen, though, the underdog stories are great, and Ereus can show up. Again, this is not just some team. This right now is a team playing for 5th, 6th, or onward if they get the reverse sweep. And I think they could have what it takes, but they're going to have to play lights out.
Yeah, I mean, to make it to top 6 out of 500 plus teams in these kind of open qualifiers in the beginning, but even in this section where you had over 100 teams in this run, to be in this top conversation still is meaningful, but everybody loves a trophy. Everybody loves those prizes to try to make it that much further. And I think that's where a lot of the pressure was on Shroud's team to kind of handle this situation, especially against a bunch of rising stars it would be. But this is also a run from Shroud where they just got knocked down to the lower bracket, and you can feel the hunger in this team.
Yeah, for sure. And Shroud X, like in the Marvel Rival Invitational, they played all day, and then when it was over, guess what? They queued up through the entire night. Like they lived off the. They have so much fun playing this game, and they're just a group of friends that really stick together. And you see that, and it comes to light a lot in these team-based hero games, right? Because you're able to just have that almost instant recognition and acknowledgement of what your friends, your teammates are going to do, especially when you play a lot together. You know what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you pull that out in the Res Comp. I think it was a perfect example of what that togetherness could do with some of the timings there in that one we got in the earlier game in the series. But now we are into the thick of things. Ereus backs against the wall, potentially getting swept by Shroud X. We're going to take a look at the bans this time around. Ereus get rid of that Hella once again.
Yep. You know, listen, I mean, hey, Namor, Adam, we've seen Vision on a lot, but they still don't want to see the Hella rain down. And Invisible Woman has just been such a good ban against them. It seems like that's definitely a strategist that Ereus relies on. There it is. We've got that Luna Protect yet again. We're going with a Rocket Protect this time around, though, from Ereus.
Okay. Interestingly enough. All right. The immediate Warlock ban. I like the reservation, at least, in letting that one through yet again, because I still think it's still one of the most ridiculous things. And Shroud executed very, very well. Final ban here will be that Wolverine yet again, and we'll see. We're on a convoy map. What we're gonna get from both these sides.
Yeah, I think Vision's wanting the return to the whale. Listen, I mean, if I got that 4-piece that he just had, I'm going right back to the instant lock on Namor over there. I mean, that was sick. I was thinking about, yeah, okay. I don't think we're gonna see. I don't think we'll see Spider-Man, but who knows these days with Vision.
Who knows? But honestly, if he's still on the kind of hit scan style of things, I would be perfectly happy for them. But now we actually have to think about what can be possible for Ereus. I think we've seen some differences in kind of the duelist setup here, but trying to now have this full push on a convoy map, I think can play to their advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at Vision's full commitment to the bit.
Just getting the mechanics, man.
He goes out and is like, just get out. I want to go back playing the board. We knew what was happening there. Great play there. But yeah, absolutely. Listen, hey, in the depths, heroes rise, right? We've seen it before in MCU films. We've seen it in esports, and we might see it here with Ereus. They're going to have to bring everything they have. And if you're Shroud X, keep doing what you're doing. Don't change a thing. You're playing loose and having fun and doing a great job.
Yeah, lower bracket might be a killer for a lot of people, but it seems like it has empowered Shroud X now. And you also have to remember, like, their run of potentially, you know, up-and-comers, people that are a little bit less known, it doesn't stop here. Even if they take down Ereus, Les Amants are right that next round ready to go. So this is a team that really needs to feed off of this momentum as we get down to this first push. Ereus gonna get a nice push around the corner.
Yeah, and Doom just getting the instant elimination on Loki. I mean, the teams hadn't even had time to breathe before that just happened. What? Doom with the quick hits, and right away that's going to put just the advantage, you know, on Shroud X here on defense.
I like the angles that Lawrence is playing with, though, but yeah, Doomed is just finding these shots in, looking for a little bit of a pull to fall. Not going to go through just yet, but really nice space provided from both Roots, Impunity, and Munch. Getting a little bit low as Shroud X are going to have to pull back to these runes. They will get a nice heal on their tanky front line, but the push is still coming from Ereus. You're trying to find a little bit of space. Impunity finds the pick on a Munch. That's a massive frontliner gone, and he was getting close to his ultimate as well. Now Vision looking to put in the work here, trying to pick the side. It's Namor v. Namor, but it isn't going to matter as they get one more shot. It's still the push from Shroud X all the way to the spot of Ereus.
Yeah, Nuck copied that ultimate like 15 seconds ago. Like, he's been holding on to that, so now he's using that Fate of Both Worlds, giving them a little bit of refuel there on the health. But now they're down one support ultimate. They do have Fidel with his ready to rock and roll. And if you're Ereus, you have everything you need for the combo. The time is now to set this up.
Got combos on both sides, though. A lot of tools available for Shroud X2. Here comes the doomed setup as they try to get the resets. They got one, holding it on. Look at this reservation as both Funkies are going ham, but here comes the whale. The shutdown goes over. Wolfie and Doomed are both down in this fight. The Meteor M, is it going to be enough to dunk? He's waiting, he's wanting, he can't find it now as well. Pushing back onto the point now, though, as Ereus trying to fight for their lives on halfway through this point.
Yeah, they're doing a good job here getting that pressure of some sort here, but Human now trying to give them that presence they need. Wolfie does have that Kraken impact that will definitely give them what they need to get through this point. Doom, though, trading with ice. That's going to shut things down and slow them down here with the Vanguards just both going and getting eliminated.
That's so difficult as both Vanguards down leaves so much pressure sink in favor of Shroud X. They get the defense here. You still have plenty of time for Ereus to get back, but this little point is so hard to get back onto the push.
Yeah, without question here. Now, it looks like Impunity is able to build up that ultimate for the next fight, and at this point you're gonna have that Vision Impunity wombo combo that they've been just doing great on every single match, and there's only a minute left. Where did time go? This is an absolute lightning fast round here at Spider Islands, and he's gonna go with the high ground advantage for the imprisonment.
Yeah, he's looking for that strangling prison on the edge. They get ice. That's when your frontliners down now as well. Shroud X try to go through. They got a long con from Dogman. He wants to get a pickoff onto Wolfie too. He's got the angle on him. Are they going to be able to get him? He dashes away on the other side, but you have to think this is so much time being bought by Shroud X.
Wow, yeah, incredible amount of time, and they're not having to use much to do it. I mean, this has just been the Vanguard show right now. Dogman and Impunity are playing absolute flawless tank play, and watch this. Look, he could use the Meteor, not even doing it. Just poking up above like a hella.
Why not? Eye of Agamotto now coming in. Here comes Dogman though. Oh, miss of the Horn of Proteus. And now Vision maybe trying to stack up some shots here for himself. Use those Monstro spawns to get some damage onto Wolfie. A push is coming out from Ereus. Ereus feeling desperate. They got 5 seconds to try to get to the point where they will be hold on with only one taken. And that's on to the point they go back in overtime. We got bodies everywhere, but they are starting to drop. Wolfie gets sniped by Dogman, and that Meteor is felt globally, and Human will be cut to pieces as well.
Dogman is playing perfectly here, man. This is such great play on the triple Vanguard comp from Shroud X. You could not have a better hold. They showed just that they deserve to move on, because Ereus here, not only do they need a reverse sweep, they need a defense of the ages. I mean, at one point it looked like Shroud X, like Vision just has free real estate, man, up there, just able to do whatever he wants.
And there was no real answer to him as well. And I think that's the most difficult part. And this is why this kind of whimper for Ereus feels really bad to come into this one, because they have been dominant in their run as well. And now with against a competition like Shroud X, like this comeback that we've seen from this team, it just feels like they're running out of options, and Shroud X have reached their final form to try to push themselves to that top 4.
Yeah, absolutely here. And like at this point, if I'm Ereus, like, you know, don't go too crazy, but just like, what do you have left? What is something that you can do that's going to throw them off? Because it's not going to be the competition that we just saw, right? I mean, it's been now a few matches in a row. You've got to do a huge defensive effort. You can go with the triple Vanguard play. Looks like they're sticking with what they know of the traditional 2-2-2. Either way, though, they can look at this whole thing and say, hey, we got 5th and 6th, and that's something to hold your head up high on.
I mean, that's important to think about as well, right? Like, it's not only that, but they're pushing something big. So, like, they just eliminated Nightmare of all teams. So I think it's something where it's nice to make it to this point. You can hold your head up high, but you know these players are hungry, Cozy. You know they want to make the distance. And that beautiful Torque emote being put on display by Vision there. I love to see it get into the swap to the Venom just for that one. But this is also a Shroud X team that knows what their next competition looks like. They have tons of tape on Les Amours, and they want to take this momentum into that fight.
I've been waiting to see that emo, I gotta be honest. And when you're up 2-0,
it's so good, man.
You're ready to go. You're ready to have fun. April Fool's just delivering the most peak emo we've seen yet. All right, here we go. This is it, the final stand for Ereus here. Lawrence is gonna get that early pick on Fidel. Great play there from them. And just honestly, early on, they're looking great here, taking out now Impunity, and they're gonna have to reset, Shroud X.
They are. This is so tough as well, though, as they are trying to get a little bit of push out of there. I think that's going to be an instant swap away from Johnny Storm, I'm not going to lie. And now they go right back to a competition that has worked so well for Shroud X. They don't have much to go, but they've got a good push going behind them. A really good defense so far, and we're starting to get to ultimates.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, Anhuman can immediately get the strategic ultimate that he needs, but unable to get it fast enough. Lawrence going down. At this point, you've got to pop it. Now they do. Fate of both worlds coming, but you've lost Lawrence, which is a clutch piece of the fight. Dogman has not missed today. Can he hit another? Oh my, not one, two.
A double. They might even look for more. This is a massive push again. This is everything. Do or die for Ereus, and they have nobody left on the point. The lower bracket dream of this team is on the line, and all they can do is run back to the point.
And Shroud X, look at, they're just locked and loaded with the check marks over there. That's the last thing you want to see. And that is just going to be, they're going to bring every single bit here to the semifinals. That is going to be the lower bracket. Lawrence versus Vision. Here we go.
They got the push. They both up on this top point as well, trying to get as much of an angle as they can. They get him. He's back down on the ground, though. This is tricky. You got to get those monstro spawns around. He's got that big 100-ton whale. Is he going to be able to make the difference here? As we got the dance party right on top of the point here. It is a last-ditch effort. They're locked down. They're getting low. They're getting low, but they're not going down just yet. Ereus putting up the defense of a lifetime, and they got to put up more. They have to stick in this fight because it's going to be a long one. They try to get the big. They get one. The defense might just be there. Now Wolfie looking for resets as well. His own gets taken down. He's a massive point to this puzzle, but Ice still has that meteor. Still can make the difference. The push is not going to stop, though. Shroud are going to need to reset.
How low can you go? I mean, that was a great play of Limbo there from Lawrence and getting a good whale there. The two-piece to really sustain them and keep their pressure up. Only a minute 24 seconds there, and there's the Agamotto coming out from Munch, and Munch though getting the one straight, and here comes the whale, and unable to connect now. This is gonna be tough.
It didn't even get anybody. Oh, that's so tough. It just got a double there. The push is nigh. Here comes the meteor in. A last-ditch send to the heavens by Ereus, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. There comes the whale, and the big slamma jamma is on top of Ereus. Shroud X eliminate them in this fight. There's a little bit of push left to give, but impunity will just make the difference. It's Shroud X moving on in the lower bracket and eliminating Ereus.
The exclamation point on what was a clean sweep there from Shroud X in his team. That is how you do it. Great job again from Ereus getting this far. It's not easy when you have 500 teams giving everything they've got, but Shroud X showing they firmly belong in advancement to go up against the Magnets, which is going to be a matchup for the ages.
Oh, that's going to be such a banger. Also, shout out to Dongmin. I think maybe the NBA is going to be looking for some shooters here.
Yeah.
We might get picked from the scene. I don't know. The guy was dunking on people left and right. It was a redemption performance from Shroud X that was needed if they're going to be able to go toe-to-toe with Les Aimants in that next round.
Yeah, it's what I needed to see. Great highlight there. And Dogman, we saw him play great against Sentinels, but that was by far his best match yet. It felt very confident, and at times, I mean, he was up there having fun, poking down at one point, going crazy with it, guys. It doesn't get any better than that. Shroud X firmly handling business, and we have got sick matches to go, guys. We're going to be seeing some electric matchups, playing for it all here, as, again, 5th and 6th were decided, and now we're moving on and go into some big league play.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited here because we are going to be in our top 4 matchup here, or at least top 4 setup. So it's obviously disheartening to watch FlyQuest fall out early with a big name team, but when you have that kind of Shroud X versus Les Aimants setup with both teams kind of having that forward momentum going for themselves, and then looking at who's in that upper bracket in that next spot in 100 Thieves and Sentinels, our top 4 is looking hype.
Yeah, and I love it. We got a little bit of everything, right? We've got the Magnets, who are the team that nobody expected to be there. And then on the other end, we have some of the teams from that MRI that you've come to know, you come to love. And so early favorite to hit the grand finals. What do you think, Mazel?
Oh, man, it's going to be tough. I would love the redemption story of Shroud X making it to that point and maybe against 100 Thieves having that big upset. But Sentinels has been a very fun story to watch, so I could see them making it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Can they come back from the greatness they once were? We're going to have to see. They've got a heavy task ahead of them with 100 Thieves on the line. But let's go ahead and check out the sweep, the highlights from the last match.